Sometimes the loudest battles we fight are the ones no one else can hear. Hey everyone, welcome back to Not Depressed Just Clueless. In today's video, it's about something that doesn't scream, doesn't shout, doesn't always look like a crisis from the outside, but it quietly chips away at us piece by piece, and it's called low self-esteem. It's more dangerous than we think. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like you weren't enough, if you've ever held back from an opportunity because a voice in your head whispered that you can't, or if you've ever stayed silent when your soul wanted to speak, this one's for you. I want to start by saying this isn't just theory for me. I know low self-esteem, not from a textbook point, not from a YouTube comment section, but from years of living with it. Low self-esteem isn't just feeling bad about yourself. It's waking up every day already feeling behind. It's going through life wearing an invisible backpack filled with doubt, shame, and insecurity. One that gets heavier every time you compare yourself to others or fall short of unrealistic expectations. At its worst, low self-esteem can become a silent killer. Not in a dramatic way Hollywood shows us, but in the subtle ways that destroys opportunities, relationships, joy, and eventually mental health. Let's talk about the link between low self-esteem and depression. They are often connected in a feedback loop, one feeding the other. When you constantly see yourself as less than, your brain begins to internalize it as truth. You become hesitant to try. You feel undeserving of happiness, and your confidence erodes. Over time, this state of hopelessness settles in, and that's when depression starts to creep in. Low self-esteem tells you, don't bother. Depression tells you, why exist? Together they create an emotional trap that's hard to climb out of without awareness and intention. But here's what I want to make clear, and this is very important, that you are not broken, that you are not weak for feeling this way, that you are not alone, and most of all, you are not stuck. You can rebuild your self-esteem. No matter how deep the damage goes, trust me, if I can do it, someone who thought confidence was reserved for other people, then you can too. Low self-esteem doesn't always look like sadness. It often wears disguise, like procrastination, because you're afraid of failing, like perfectionism, because nothing ever feels good enough, like toxic relationships, because you don't think you deserve better, like people-pleasing, because you're scared of being rejected, like isolation, because you think you're a burden. It's important to recognize how low self-worth hides in everyday actions. Once you see it clearly, you begin to challenge it. So here's some tips you can try to rebuild your self-esteem. I want to give you a practical step you can take. Start today to rebuild your self-esteem. These are the things I've used personally and things that are backed by psychological research. 1. The mirror talk method. Stand in front of a mirror every morning, look into your own eyes, and say this loud. Step 1. The mirror talk method. Stand in front of the mirror every morning, look into your own eyes, and say something kind, even if it feels fake at first. You can start with, I'm learning to accept myself. I'm worthy of love. I don't need to be perfect to be valuable. The goal is not blind positivity, it's gentle truth. You're not lying to yourself. You're planting seeds, so give it time. Step 2. Micro wins journal. Every night before bed, write down 3 small wins from your day. For example, I got out of bed even though I didn't feel like it. I spoke up at that meeting. I texted a friend just to say hi. Your brain starts to rewire itself around success, not failure. You start to see yourself as someone who does, not someone who can't. Step 3. the self-boundary reset. Now say this out loud. No is a full sentence. One major sign of low self-esteem is struggling to say no, to set boundaries. So start small. Decline one thing this week that drains you. That act of saying no is a quiet declaration of self-worth. Step 4. Curate your circle. If you're constantly around people who belittle you, ignore you, or only show up when it benefits them, it's time to reassess. Your environment shapes your internal voice. Surround yourself with people who see your worth, even when you forget it. And if you don't have those people right now, let this channel be a reminder until you find them, for we care about you. Step 5. Feed your mind differently. Social media, doom scrolling, comparing lives on Instagram, these are confident killers. Instead, follow people who inspire, not intimidate. Watch content that empowers, not numbs. Unfollow accounts that make you feel less than. Remember, what you consume consumes you, so choose wisely. Step 6. Talk back to the voice. We all have that inner critic. That one that says, you're stupid, or you're ugly, or that you'll never make it. Now next time it speaks, respond out loud like this. That's not true. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not perfect, but I'm not worthless. I refuse to hate myself for existing. You don't have to believe it yet, but speak it anyway. Eventually, that voice gets quieter. I want to leave you with this thought. Low self-esteem might be loud in your head right now, but it's not the truth. It's just a story, one that has been told to you or by you for so long that it feels like reality. But here's the beautiful thing about stories. You can rewrite them. Every kind act toward yourself, every time you say no to self-hate and yes to growth, every small defiant act of self-love, is you taking the pen back. So if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share with someone else who might need to hear this. Drop a comment below. If it's just one that says, I'm trying. That alone is powerful.